4, 3, 2. Oh, we're already live. Never mind. I'm trying to count down and I messed it up again. But I think that's Steve's fault again, as usual. He
Always.
told me to count from 10, and I was doggone, we was already coming in. Or was it because
Yeah,
it took me 4 times to start from 10 to 0, so I guess that might have been something to do with it, you think?
it might. They
Yeah,
didn't teach you how to
man.
count real good down there where you from.
I can't help it. I cut 2 fingers off cutting firewood up the other day, and it sort of threw me off. Oh, we're still live, though. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's in for a great night. Man, alive, we got all kinds of stuff going on. We've got news that's been out hot for about 2 hours we're going to talk about tonight. And then we got our good friend, Mr. Josh Roth, in the house. How you doing, Josh?
Good. How y'all doing tonight?
Great, great. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you coming in. And then there's my 2 sidekicks over here. The first I kick over to this side over here is Randy. What's up, Master Gray-haired Randy?
Hey, life is good today.
And this guy right down here is Mr. Steve Hooker Thomas. What's up, Steve?
Hi, just hooking as always, bro.
The Carp Man.
Oh, definitely.
Mr. Sponsored Carp Man. He caught so many carps, he's got people chasing after him and wanting them to sponsor him now.
Hey, he's got a bunch of sponsors, and he's been catching a bunch of carp lately.
Yeah, well, word on the street, and they come directly from a good source that he's got this, what is it, Carp Sumo sponsorship now?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. That is awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, you got that. You got everything set up with Daniel, you said today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
yeah, I'm pretty dang excited, man. I can barely keep myself together.
There you go. Daniel's a super nice guy. I'm gonna tell you, one of the smartest men. If you ever get to talk to him 1-on-1, you're gonna be like, I got to go. This guy's too smart for me. I need 3 of me to try to keep up with the way Daniel thinks. He's such a smart guy, but just a good-hearted person. And I'm glad you got on with him. So, if you got your code ready to go,
They're gonna do something a little bit different with Carp Sumo. It's not really working out like that right now.
Okay.
But he's gonna do like a startup code or something for everybody once it kind of launches a little bit better.
Oh, that's awesome.
It'll get there. I'm just tickled to be part of it because,
yeah,
man, that stuff worked really good last week in my tournament.
There you go. And from what I was over there Friday and talked with Daniel, and he's waiting on some rods to come in. So,
yeah,
you're gonna fix to be the big time, ain't you?
Yeah, but look here.
That's what I feel like.
He's got a rod holder sponsor. He's got a hooking sponsor, and he's got a bait and tackle sponsor. And I don't know what else is left.
Man, I got a jigging machine sponsor.
There you go.
He needs a boat sponsor.
Well, this is true.
But oh wait, he's fishing in City Pond out there. You know,
Pay Pond, City Pay Pond. You pay,
yeah.
Well, somebody's having to pay for that pond because they're paying taxes on it. So that's a pay pond. So you can't use that place next Saturday.
You're just scared because you're gonna get beat out of that old canal right there.
I don't know. Hey, won't you say hello to chat right quick, and then we'll get in here and start talking to Josh. He's like, why'd y'all even call me in? I'm sitting here 10 minutes. I ain't even opened my mouth yet.
Yeah. Well, we got Norman Mountain in. He was the first one in here tonight. I don't know where Gimpy is. He's always first.
I know.
Then we got Chris from Catch Fish with Us. Lisa Swain, the catfishing lady. She was actually here talking to us. We got Wabash Nate in here. We got V. Smith. We got Parker Pursuits is in here. He was fishing a little while ago. I don't know whether he caught anything or not, but we got Paul from P&B Catfishing. Let's see here, and we're at the bottom of our list down here.
Now, how do you know that's V, or how do you know that's not Chris?
Because the one up here says V, and the one down here says Catch Fish with Us.
Oh, see, that's what I'm asking. Inquiring minds need to know, okay? Sometimes we just got to ask questions, okay?
Yeah, she's got V stuck up on her.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. We've got Josh in here tonight from River's Edge Production, a really super nice guy. He sort of did have a problem last year at CatCon, and I was like, I felt really sorry for you, Josh, and I hate it. You got stuck next to our booth last year. So. At CatCon, so you had to put up with all the craziness that comes whenever I'm in the house and got a booth and all those crazy YouTubers come through. So I hope you did okay despite us next to you anyway.
No, it was a good time. I love the neighbors we had next to us. I actually was supposed to be kind of tucked around the other side of that aisle. Well, not aisle, but like on the back side of that next to the game wardens. I think like the Indiana game wardens. And I was like, Steve, can I be over here a little bit more? So he kind of moved me over.
Wow. You mean you volunteered to be close to Daryl?
Oh yeah.
Hey, it was me or the game wardens, and he knew the game wardens was going to keep half the people run off, and he's
right.
Like, I'll only keep a fourth of them run out.
Yeah, exactly.
See how that works. I don't blame you there. So, if people don't know Josh, he is he is the best artist. He is a taxidermist, but he is an artist. Beautiful, beautiful work. I can say that firsthand. I'm not trying to just say that because he is on here. If y'all seen his work at CatCon, y'all put in your comments if you saw him. It is some of the most beautiful work I've ever seen in my life. I know you've got that albino catfish there, and you had that at CatCon. And man, alive, have you kept up with how many species of fish that you have actually done?
Ooh.
See, I don't tell him. Any of our guests, I don't tell them what I'm going to ask them before the show because I like to see the faces they make.
Honestly, not a whole lot because I do so many blue cats. I had one of my suppliers ask me actually last week. He's like, "What's Jerry? Oh, you know what, Jerry? I might take you up. I might take you up on that, Jerry. I'm gonna put some late hours in putting hooks on these dang glide baits tonight, so they're done, and I can take them to Alton with me on Saturday. I'll probably see you on the river tomorrow night. I'll be honest. So, but no, I had one of my suppliers the other day was like, "You do a lot of crappie?" I mean, I do some, but I said, I'll be honest, I probably do 75% trophy catfish. And I was like, so you need to start making some eyes for catfish because he only does 6 or 7 different species. But I mean, we could sit here and try to figure it out. I've done blue cats, flatheads, channels, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass. I've done a Kentucky spotted, hybrid wiper, regular striper, yellow perch. I've done northern pike, muskie, walleye, freshwater drum, sheep's head, red drum. I've done rainbow trout, brown trout. I've done a flounder. I've done a black tip shark, Atlantic sharp-nosed shark. I've repainted a lemon shark. So what are we at? Like 21 now.
Nice.
I know there's more. Bluegill,
gizzard shad,
like regular bluegill, red ear sunfish, gizzard shad, skipjack herring. Do you want to count the different variations of blue cat?
No, you're good. You're good.
he does it all, folks.
Yeah.
Plus, he does glide baits, and he does crawfish.
Yeah.
And
I've done an alligator head. I've done a couple frogs.
I mean, it's amazing. Just to get to watch his stuff, look at his stuff, it'll blow you away. Yeah. What you got there over your shoulder, Josh?
So right here, I've got a 47.5 to 48 inch, about a 70-pound flathead catfish. This came out of the Missouri River. This is for a customer in southeast Nebraska. And then this is about a 20 to 22 pound, and okay, you can't really see my fingers. This is about a 20 to 22 pound true albino blue cat that came out of the Ohio River. And for those who don't know, I'm going to dork out a little bit here because some people want to call any white catfish that they see an albino, which is not correct. This is a true albino because it's got the red pupil. Can't quite see the red pupil eyes in it, whereas a fully leucistic one will be all white, but it'll still have like a black pupil eye. I've done both. I actually had to ask this customer because he wasn't 100% sure of the difference. I was like, did it have a red pupil eye or a black pupil? He said it was red. And I was like, okay, because here's why there's a difference. But there was actually one point over the summer, I had two fish that were about the same size. One was a fully white leucistic one, and the other was a fully white true albino. And the only difference pretty much was they had a few different little scrapes and markings on them that I put back on there. But yeah, other than that, the only difference was the eyes on them.
Yeah. The one I showed you earlier was not a true albino. It had the black eyes also.
Yeah, so it was a fully leucistic, yeah.
So, yeah, and a lot of people get that mixed up. But the true albinos have the pink or red eyes, whatever you want to call them. But either way, they're beautiful fish. I mean, I've caught one, and I showed you one my buddy caught, and then we've caught several of the pieballs on the Tennessee River, and that's a trophy in itself when you get something like that. There's just not a huge percentage. Now we've got several in one area of the Tennessee River. I've only seen them come in from the dam all the way down about 15 miles down the river. There is about the only area I know of. Now there may be some more there, and I'm sure they'll spread out as it goes. But I mean,
we've got some up here by us.
Oh, do you?
Yep, up here at about a mile and a half, 2 miles above the dam on Loudon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an area up here that is producing quite a few piebalds. That's where Lisa's came from. The same day that we caught Lisa's, we actually caught an albino.
Yeah.
We had a piebald and an albino within 50 feet of each other.
Right.
That's pretty wild. Yeah. Mine actually came from the Tennessee River. It was below the Kentucky Dam, though, so it was up a little ways.
Right.
From where y'all were. But yeah, we were anchored up right below the dam one night, and we didn't even have all the rods out. And the second rod we put out on the left, it kind of took a dip, and our voices cracked like little boys hitting puberty because whenever we realized what it was, me and a buddy were like, "Oh my God, that's a white one! Holy cow!" I've never grabbed the net faster for a 10-pound fish. Usually we will boat flip them every time. Not that one. And that's the fish that I've had at CatCon and I've taken to the MRM events, and I typically will demo and show that one because it's my fish that I take on the road. So
yeah, actually, Brandon, I was in the boat with Brandon. Most everybody knows Brandon out here for Shizzle, and we went. I guess you'd say we almost was hunting it, and I thought right here's where we've been catching a lot of the pieballs and albino. I said, wouldn't it be cool if you caught one? He goes, yeah, it would. I've never caught one before. We got stopped, put the rods out. First one come in was a day pure white. It had the black eyes, but it was pure white. Blue cat came in, and we flipped out like we called that one. So
that's awesome.
Pretty good. So you don't do you do? Is that all you do is fish? You don't do like deer or anything like that?
Yeah, no mammals or anything like that. I'll be honest, like in our area where we're at, the mammal market's really saturated. There's a lot of deer guys, and one of the guys here locally is actually really, really good, and he's competed at the national world level also. And he does not do fish, and he does not do birds. So whenever somebody needs a deer done, I push them that way, and whenever somebody needs a fish done, he pushes them my way too. So it works. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what made you just like think about, hey, I want to start doing taxidermy on fish?
So I actually had a couple fish done by a really high-end taxidermist years ago. I say years ago, back in like 2017, 2018. And in fact, the piebald was one of the first ones that I had this other guy do. And he did a Kentucky spotted bass for me. And I'm a big hockey fan, and I've been airbrushing hockey goalie masks for well over a decade. So I've got some experience with an airbrush, and I've always been very artistic. And whenever I went and picked up my 2 fish, my gears up top are already starting to work. Like I'm looking at the piebald. No, it wasn't Devin. It was up in Iowa. Whenever I'm looking at this piebald, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I can tell he's used some opaque colors here, and I can tell he's used some transparent candies there and some pearl colors here. I'm like, okay, why am I not doing this myself, or why didn't I do this myself? So then my wife and I think this was like 2019, went down, or 2020, went down to St. George Island. No, it's 2021. We went down to St. George Island in Florida, and my goal was to catch a shark. And I'm thinking, you know what? Shark are just like catfish. They're apex predator of the sea. They hunt based on scent. So I'm just going to target them the exact same way. The only thing that's going to be different, obviously, I'm going to use heavier line with steel leaders and a different type of sinker. And within 2 days, I caught my first shark. And it was just a small Atlantic sharp nose, but mission was accomplished in day 2. And in the last day I was there, I caught a small black tip about the same size. So I called this guy and I was like, hey man, you ever do a shark? He's like, no, I could. And I'm thinking, yeah, you could, but it's going to probably take, a little bit of time to do it. And it's going to cost a bunch of money. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try it myself. So we were only halfway home from Florida. My wife's driving, and I'm already on eBay, like looking at fiberglass sharks that are on there about the same size. And yeah, so I bought those, painted those. I thought they looked pretty good. And then I had a couple buddies from high school who were like, hey, could you paint a bass for me? And hey, could you paint a crappie for me? And as I kind of dug into it, I found you can buy these different videos on how to paint this species or how to paint that species. And they show you different tips and tricks. And there was a bass that I did for myself right out of the gate before I started doing work for other people, that I kind of looked at one of these other fish that was done as a reference. And it didn't look bad. Like for my first ever bass, it looked really, really good. But like when I look at it now, I'm just like, that thing looks pretty bad. But after buying these videos on how to paint, a largemouth bass, you start learning all these different tips and tricks and stuff. And it was like flipping a switch. The quality just went crazy. There was a big difference on there. And then, it started out as a hobby, just doing a little bit on the side, and it quickly turned into a second job. And now it's what I do full time.
So you've only been doing this for like 4 or 5 years.
Correct.
And
Correct.
you're a world championship or been to the worlds?
Not a world champion, but I've been to the World Taxidermy Championships, and I did bring a couple blue ribbons home. So just to clarify any confusion, you can win a blue ribbon at the national, world, or even the state level, but not be considered champion for whatever that is. So to get a blue ribbon, you have to score on your score sheet a 90% and above, which only like 30% of it is your paint quality. 30% of it is anatomy, and I forget what the other 30% is, but a lot goes into it. And you can have more than one person in a division win a blue ribbon, but and I had this happen at nationals. My crayfish mount that I did was the highest scoring piece in my division at nationals. It scored an 87, but because I didn't have a blue ribbon, I didn't score over 90. I wasn't a national champion. Had I scored 3 points higher, I would have won a national champion medallion there, but I didn't. So you can either have, nobody win it, or you can have a bunch of people that are, in that tier. Because I think there was 5 or 6 people that scored over a 90 at Worlds in our division. And I think my flathead, my daughter's flathead, was the second highest score. I think mine was like a 91 or 92, and then there was a bass that won, and it was a 93. So I was just right behind that.
But
Impressive.
that's what I'm saying. It's impressive that you're good enough to go qualify for this stuff, and to go there. That's impressive to me. And if I've seen your stuff, I mean, I've seen you at CatCon last year. I saw you somewhere else. I saw you at Vicksburg. I saw you at Memphis. You know, this guy is unreal. If you want something done, this is the man to call.
I got a question because
Yeah.
I've seen that crawfish. That was one of the most beautiful things in the world. What the heck did they knock off for?
So, and this cracks me up because whenever you compete, they'll give you a score sheet, and then you can meet up with the judge and go over the score sheet, and they'll critique you and tell you, you know, what you did good, where you can improve, and things like that. And what's funny is that thing got an 87 at nationals, and I made the changes that were suggested by the judge, and the same judge judged it at Worlds, and it got an 85. I don't know. But you know, there was, because it, so some of the differences that they'll judge you on, you know, some guys will buy a commercial mold, this, or a commercial blank. This is a commercial blank. I bought this from somewhere else. You don't get as much credit per se to start out of the gate if you buy a commercial blank. They give you more brownie points if you mold your own fish. So that was one big takeaway from nationals, because I went to nationals first, but like that crawfish, it was a commercial mold. And I didn't really, I added like those crayfish, they'll have their 2 big main antenna, and then they'll have like 4 little ones. So I put the 4 little ones on there, but they could have looked cleaner. They could have looked a little bit better. That was like one of his critiques. But then another one of the critiques, he said that like on the bottoms of their legs, they'll have like a little fork on there. One of them was like broke off, and he picked that out. And I'm like, man, okay, you're right. But you know, it was just a couple little things like that. So, you know, it was a good learning experience. It was really a good learning experience. Like the big takeaway from that was, okay, I need to hand mold my own fish and pay attention to anatomy. So I've basically taken, you know, what I've learned from those 2 big competitions. I didn't compete at all this year. They had nationals in Peoria. I forget what weekend it was, but it was right around Vicksburg. And my focus during that time period was getting Bill Dance's fish done. So I was like, well, the time I would have been spending on doing a competition piece was overtaken by doing that fish for Bill Dance, which I'll take that swap 10 times out of 10. But I've already acquired and molded the fish that I'm going to do for my next competition piece. And you may see what it is behind. Well, it's not this exact fish, but it's one of these 2 species right back here, just on a much smaller scale. Because one of the things that I sat through a couple seminars, like they'll have all these seminars whenever you go to these. You know, one of the things they tell you is, you know, you want to be kind of simple sometimes. You want the focus of your piece to be the actual fish. But, you know, if you're going to do a flathead catfish, don't do a big, you know, 4+ foot 70 pounder. So I've actually got, I think it's only like a 22-inch, like 5 pounder that one of my buddies caught here locally. And it was funny because I wasn't even unloaded from Memphis. And Dave Steiger calls me and he goes, hey, because I've been looking for a small flathead, like a 5 to 15 pounder for a year for this reason. And Dave calls me, he goes, hey, you still looking for a small flathead? I was like, yeah, you got one? He goes, yeah. I said, give me an hour and I'll be there. And he said, well, it gut swallowed a hook. It's still alive, but I don't know how long it's going to be alive. And whenever you mold these fish, especially the softer bodied fish like catfish, trout, stuff like that, they're best to mold them before they ever go on ice, because if they go on ice, they can kind of get misshapen and start to, I wouldn't say, well, they do kind of shrink up a little bit, but there's ways to plump. Like sometimes the flesh and stuff in the heads will kind of like shrink in a little bit, but there's a plumping solution you can put them in to where it like fills back out. But long story short, if you can take a fresh fish out of the water or one that just died and then cast it, like that's the best way to do it. And within a day, you know, this fish went from being caught in the Mississippi River to being molded. So and I'm very happy with how the mold turned out. I just haven't had a chance to pull a blank out of it yet because I'm focusing on customer stuff, but half the battle's already been done for it. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I guess you quit painting hockey mask after you got started doing this.
I still do a couple of them. They're nice filler every once in a while just to kind of change it up a little bit. And honestly, that was another reason one of the reasons I started doing the glide baits was just to kind of, you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. You can kind of get burnt out. There was one point I did a contract job where I did 24 19-inch largemouth bass for a company that was doing a gig for Blue Green Resorts. So it was literally 24 of the exact same pose of the exact same fish. So what I would do is I'd prep them all at the same time. I'd primer them all at the same time. And then I'd paint bass once I did that, I could paint a fish a day. Wasn't a big deal. So I'd paint bass 3 days in a row and then mix in a customer fish. 3 more bass, mix in a customer fish, and just did that until it was done. Because you can't just sit there. I could pretty much paint a bass like this, at that point.
Yeah, that'd probably get boring doing the same thing over and over and over again. So.
It got a little tedious there for a while, but I got a lot of practice on painting bass, so they're pretty solid now.
How many hours do you have, like in that flathead you're doing there behind you? How many hours will it be in it and that albino that you got right there?
So that's kind of a loaded question and a loaded answer, because just to get it to this point to where it's ready for primer, I've probably got, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours already in it. Because I think we were talking off air about it. Whenever this fish was molded by the supplier, whenever this initial fish was obtained to mold, they gaffed it because it had a 6-inch cut along the belly. And to mold it without the guts falling out, they stitched it together. So whenever they molded it with the stitches in. So the first thing I had to do was grind all that out, the high spots out, and then built it back up with putty and block it all smooth. And then tomorrow, and it's kind of hard to judge too, because I don't ever just do one fish at a time. It's not efficient that way. I usually do at least, if it's 2 decent sized fish like this is a 47, 48-inch fish. And then this one over here is 34 inches. So I'll do 2 of those at a time, or I might do 3 or 4 bass and crappie at a time. It's just more efficient that way from a production standpoint. But, I'll primer both of these 2 fish tomorrow. And then whenever I go to paint this albino one, this albino one, I'll be able to primer and paint this fish tomorrow. And then all I'll have to do is clear coat it. This flathead may take 2 days to paint, just because I have to look at the reference pictures on them, because some of those flatheads have a lot of distinct markings. Some of them are just, yellow, or just kind of greenish yellow or greenish brown. It all just depends on the fish. But it just kind of varies on there. But some of these bigger catfish blanks, I know who has good ones and who has ones that require a little bit more love. And some of them you got to spend 15 to 20 hours in just prep work just to get them to where they're ready to paint. And just because I could paint the whole fish in 5 hours doesn't mean I'm making $1,500 or whatever for 5 hours worth of work. it's not like that at all. Yeah.
Hey, those molds are not cheap either, from what I understand.
No, whenever, this will be the honest truth. Whenever I go to buy these blanks, they can be $11 to $12 per inch is what my cost is for just the plastic blank or the fiberglass blank. That does not include shipping to me. That does not include eyes. That does not include any of the putty that I have to use, other consumables like lacquer thinner, paper towels, and then paint. And I use a 2-part automotive clear coat. Granted, I'll use a lower end one because, it's going on a fish that's going inside. It's not going to be sitting outside. Now, if somebody wants one to display outside, there's other options out there. I worked at a body shop for, 3 years. I went to trade school to be an auto body technician, but this is the path I've went down. So I have access to and knowledge to be able to put a higher end clear coat if somebody wanted to, display like a marlin or something, outside. I've got an 8.5 foot sailfish on a stand over here that I got to do. That's going to be in a screened-in porch, but I will put a mid-grade clear coat on that one. It's not going to be in direct sunlight, but it will be outside.
Right. Yeah. Is that going to be your biggest fish you ever do?
Actually, we'll call it second biggest. I did some repair work and did a little bit of customization on a 10-foot lemon shark. So I'd say that's probably the biggest one so far. I didn't fully paint that one, but I did do a lot of repairs to it and made it, because what that customer wanted to do is he wanted to make that thing hanging upright, like it was at a dock, like they caught it or whatever. And I was like, Ben, if you're gonna do that, it needs to look like it's bleeding out of its mouth like they do. So I said, I showed him some pictures, and I said, if I get the green light to gore this up and make this look right, we can do it. And yeah, we did, and it turned out awesome. Like the whole, I put different eyes in it, and I made it look like the eyes are kind of rolled back a little bit, and the eyelids kind of overhanging it, like whenever a fish is hanging up, and everything's just kind of like letting go. And then the teeth and everything were all bloody. And I even took a piece of plywood and used this color that's actually called blood red, and just like dripped it down onto it, so it makes it look like there's blood splatters all over the board. And then I urethaned over it, and I was like, here you go, just hang this underneath of it, or just put this on the ground underneath of it. And he's actually got it at his Cedar Falls Tactical out in Bonne Terre, Missouri. He's got it's a big gun store, but they got a fishing department too. But
that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. I sent Randy a picture I wanted you to look at. I was going to see how hard this would be for you to paint, and you'd probably go, oh, this is simple. But did you get that picture I sent you, Randy? Are you having problems trying to put it up? Or?
I'm trying to find pictures right now.
Come on, man. I sent you a text of a picture, and we done lost him. Josh done gone away anyway. He's over there trying. We had a good guest, and we got him gone. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what I got to do on this stuff.
Welcome back.
I clicked out, and I didn't. I don't know.
You got to go. That's okay.
It's my first time.
I've got. Yeah. I can probably just put it up on the screen. I've got this picture. This is another one of the ones we caught. Let me put me. All right, don't let me scare everybody. I don't know if you can see how pink its fins are. How hard is that to replicate, like the blood red pink part of that?
It wouldn't be that difficult. I've done some like that already. And that looks like it's got a little bit of white on there too, or a little bit of black on there too. Yeah,
it's a little bit down at the bottom. That's on that one side. It's the only place it had it. But yeah, I was just wondering how hard that would. The other side was totally white, but that side had that little bit in there, and that was it. So I was wondering if like doing stuff like that's easy. Like I say, I've caught, well, between me and the people I've took fishing, we've caught a lot of those. Like I say, I showed you that one that looks like a killer whale. That's the black and white. So I'd like to get that one mounted too, but it's just a lot of money. But I'm going to get that flathead done one day. And Woody's wanting to get that 100-pounder done too. It just all it takes money, right? Oh, let me do it.
Yeah, you make more of it.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you. You might as well spend it and use it now.
Hey, if I get that flatheaded fixed, my wife will probably put it in casket with it because she's gonna say there ain't nobody else gonna want it, and it costs way too much to throw it away. So she'll put it in the casket with me. So
Are you talking that little one you caught last week?
Little one? Little what?
The one that's Lisa put in our picture, that one that we talked about like that.
Yeah, what happened with that, think of it. Here we go. So we've got this, Josh, we've got this tournament coming up, this 1v1v1. And Randy's trying to get me to shut up because he knows that Lisa's going to come in here. She's going to get mad. I don't care. So they put a picture, they do a poster, and Randy's holding this monster fish. He can't hold it up, Steve's holding this great big old carp up because that's what Steve's known for, is carp. I'm holding this little bitty flathead up like it's like 3-pound flathead.
Because that's what Daryl's known for.
One day when you catch as big a fish as I catch, you can open your mouth. Till then, shut up.
Till then, How's that, Daryl?
Yeah.
That was pretty rude.
There she is. Lisa, what have I done to you that you had to go find the littlest fish I ever took a picture of and put it in the 1v1v1? Was you just too lazy to go find the big fish I caught?
Couldn't find one.
I just decided to take the one from Memphis.
That's what I figured you did. So it was about a 10-pound flathead. I figured you did. It was the easy route, right? You need to get something done, and there it was. I don't care. See,
Yes.
because it's all right. Steve's going to be crying. Steve likes to talk, and then what's going to happen is, Josh, when he's last in this tournament, and this tournament's got all kind of twists and ways to go at, he's going to have a big excuse of, well, Gimpy caught all Daryl's fish, and then Randy's partner caught all his fish. It's just going to be one thing right after the other because that's all he knows is excuses, excuses, excuses. So today, we all found out a big something about CatCon, Josh, and it affects me and it affects you. Basically, it affects a lot of people out there about CatCon. So for you guys that have not heard it, 2026, there will not be a CatCon. So Steve weighed it all out and looked at everything, and the only date he could have was going to be on in January, the 1st of January, which is right after Christmas, right at the first of the year. And he's just decided CatCon, it just wasn't going to work out. You know, people was not going to have the money to travel and stuff like that. And I get it. I get it. What's up, Woody? How you doing tonight, sir?
Hey guys.
Woody!
How y'all?
So Steve put out on Facebook, if everybody hasn't seen it, there will not be a CatCon this year. They're going to reload, and next year there will be a CatCon.
2027, there will be a CatCon again.
Yeah. So, but like I say, as of this year, there's not going to be. So you guys that had saved your money to go to CatCon, you can come to the Gathering, and we can have the big meet and greet there. So
That's right. The Gathering is like 24th through the 26th. If you can't, since you ain't gonna be able to go to CatCon, come down to the Gathering and have some fun.
yeah, exactly. Josh, you need to come down there. You should bring your fish with you. We'll have over 100 people that comes at. That's where the Golden Whiskers Awards will be this year on Friday night, and we do. It's fun. It's a really great time we have in Tennessee, and we have YouTubers and people that watch the YouTubers come, and it's grown every year. It's called Together, and I don't know if you've heard it. Well, you already heard of it. You was right next to me. That's right. So it's a fun time, and come down there and show your stuff off and enjoy fishing with us.
Just come down and go fishing with us. You don't have to bring your stuff.
No, you ain't got to bring it.
I saw you loading that stuff in vehicles and all. No, you don't have to bring that down. You don't have to bring that down there. Come down here on the lake, camp with us, and just, stay in a hotel that's 5 miles down the road. But come enjoy it.
Yeah, V was telling me about that. I can't remember if it was at Vicksburg or Memphis or whatnot, because I hadn't heard of it before until she had brought it up. But it sounds really cool. I'll have to see what's going on or where I'm at with everything at that point. But yeah, that sounds fun.
With V's help, we're breaking over into the TikTok world a little bit more, and might be some TikTok people down there this year.
Yeah, cool. And I actually am going to start doing some TikTok stuff to help do some stuff that I've been working on. So we're going to start doing. Woody's going to help me out. We got to find our. We did start doing some TikTok, and then we got out of it, and then so Woody's trying to figure out how to get back into it again. He said, "I'll get that. I'll get that done tonight." That means that's tomorrow night, though, wasn't it, Woody?
How many nights ago was that, Daryl?
I had a kid's birthday today, but I'm working on that.
I heard that.
I
Did you go play?
I ain't been on TikTok in so long that I can't remember how to do I can't remember how to do the lives and to do the videos or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd you do playing pool
Pretty
tonight?
easy.
We won 4 out of 5, so
Uh,
it's pretty good. Pretty good night. Got a pretty
good
good
for
team
it.
this year.
I mean, you probably could have done better and done 5 out of 5, but I get it. You're doing the best you can do. You ain't no Daryl. I get you. No.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I know you wouldn't have done it that way.
Oh, absolutely not. y'all don't know, but that's a running joke between me and Woody. That's a good time. Hey, guess where I'm going Sunday, Woody?
Where you going?
To Mike's got him a TV contract for his wrestling school and stuff now.
Oh, really?
Yep. So he asked me to come down there to that. So I'll be coming to that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of QT Marshall. He was with well, he actually was Ring Honor, and then what is that other one? The newest one?
AEW.
AEW. I was trying to say AEW, and now he's actually him and Billy Gunn, which I'm sure you heard of the New Outlaws if he's part of the wrestling. And he worked with QT worked with me and Woody for a good long time there, and I've become good friends with him. So he's gotten his own TV contract now. So that's awesome to have. So
That's great. I might, free. I might go down to that.
Yeah, it's free. You can come.
Woody,
Yeah.
are you in the APA?
Yes, I'm in the APA and USAPL also.
Okay.
Only play about 4 days a week.
Yeah, only.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started
out,
yeah, it just started out to a Sunday thing. I mean, a Wednesday thing. Now he don't even know it's like he's like an alcoholic. He can't stay out of the bar at all now.
Yeah, I can't dabble in the nut. I can't dabble in the nut, and I got to do it. You know.
He used to be my fishing partner.
Well, anybody that knows you know why we don't fish together, right?
Right. Yeah, you stole
I
my.
have fished with him. I know why you don't fish with him.
You stole my 100-pound catfish, Woody. Why would I want to fish with you, boy?
Well, hey, I did that, and I was like, hey, I've done it all now. No, I'm joking.
Not only did he catch a 100-pound catfish, but he stole it from his best friend too.
That's right.
Mm.
I'm like, Daryl who?
Yeah. Oh, me. I asked Woody to come on here tonight for the last 15 minutes because I want to talk about his sister, and I want to bring. Oh, I'm sorry, you brought it up before I could. This is your baby sister, right, Woody?
Yeah. She's 15 years younger than me. She's 42. And that's the baby one of the bunch. I call her my little linebacker. She's like 6'2".
Golly.
She's a tall girl.
Yeah. And she's still at Northside Hospital, I'm assuming.
Yeah. She's going through her second round of chemo. She got through the first, and then she's done pretty good. And now that she's working on her second round of chemo, we thought we didn't think she was going to get out of that hospital there for a while, buddy.
Yeah.
So, but she looks a lot better, but she's got a long way to go.
Yeah. She was actually, they put her on a ventilator there at one time, right?
Yeah, we thought she wasn't going to be with us much longer, and I heard her tell the doctor herself she's got 2 babies. She got to do whatever she's got to do. She's a fighter, buddy.
Yeah,
that's good.
And one of her sons actually is epileptic and severe epileptic, right?
Yeah. He's like, if you don't give him, like when he has seizures, if you don't give him medicine within a certain amount of time, he could die.
Yeah.
And so he has to be, in somebody's attention, 24/7. So it's his dad pretty much has to stay with him all the time, and he's also hyperactive. But for the medicine and stuff, he can't take because of all that. So it's just it's a nasty situation.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, and like I say, it's bad. Whatever. I know my kids were still young when I had cancer, and they didn't know if I was going to make it or not. And you got a lot of things to worry about. And I would say within 3 months to 4 months after, we knew everything's going on, people got together, and I know y'all know my story, but I'm going to tell it again. So please bear with me. People got together and they raised money. And the one thing I did not have to worry about was money. Whenever I was in the hospital, they raised enough money to take care of, what bills we didn't have the money for because I wasn't working, and paid for everything and was able to keep my house. And that's why I've had such a passion when something like this comes up. Uh, Woody's sister is the breadwinner of the family. She actually was working, and the dad was staying with the son all the time. So
yeah,
this has put them to zero basically. And I told Woody, I said, we got to do something to help your
I
sister
mean,
out.
the family, we've done what we can, but it's there's only so much we can do too, and take care
Yeah,
of our own families. But uh, there's they're on the verge about start to lose everything, and we're trying to do little stuff to try to help them out and get through this time.
right.
And,
And so next
uh,
week we're going to be doing a drawing on this channel. And Daniel with Catfish Sumo was good enough to give a reel. And I've got a reel that Mad Cat's reel. It's a Micah Burkhart signed edition, and we're going to pair that with
Right.
the reel. Actually, uh, Daniel will mail out the reel, and then I'm going to let Woody mail out the rod. But whoever wins will win that. And then also, National Title Pond is giving is it a $50?
yeah, a $50 Amazon card.
Yeah, Amazon card. And then Bob said he's got two Munster rod holder, these huge, like 12 or 14-inch Munster rod holder stickers that you can put on each side of your boat or whatever. He's giving two of those away. So uh, we're going to do that giveaway next week. And if you guys can tell, the Cash App is $ Gregory Hollander for Cash Out, and for PayPal, it's bmbsweetheart@yahoo.com.
Okay.
I don't know.
There'll also be another $50 gift card that Lisa Swain Appraisals, Lisa and I will be sending out to whoever
Okay.
wins it. So put me on that list.
All right.
So much.
Appreciate you, buddy. You always take care of stuff like that, and I appreciate it. And then you can send Venmo to Brandy Hollander also. That's Woody's wife.
Yeah.
The BMB Sweetheart is Brandy's also. Woody says it is. I think he thinks it's big man.
She's
Big
the
man.
brain. She's the brain of the house. She's been really good. She's been stepping up and trying to get them, help and support they need through the community and whatnot, and giving them advice. Justin's that's my sister's husband. He's kind of lost, because my sister's took care of all that stuff, and now she's not able to. So Brandy's been stepping up and trying to help some, and she's been real good about that.
Yeah.
You know, every little bit helps, guys. And every $5 raffle ticket you buy helps.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. So, we help all of our family. We help our friends, and I mean, this is a tight group that I have seen do amazing things to help those of us around us.
Yeah, and that's just $5 can make a difference. We get enough people, guys. Tell everybody about this. I know we don't have super $100,000 worth of prizes here, but you know what? This is for a good cause. This is to help somebody out in our community. Woody's been in this community and worked. You guys don't know how many times I'll just say every single time we have a fundraiser, Woody's always buying raffle tickets for them. Every time. I cannot ever remember a time. Woody, I know you're sitting here and you can't believe I'm saying something nice about you, but every single time we've ever had a fundraiser, Woody has always gave money. Whether or not he could draw for it or not, he's put the money in there. I mean, usually at least $50 in there. So anybody that we've ever done anything for, if you can afford to go get in the middle of this, we appreciate it. Get the word out. Let people know that we're doing this. It'll be next Saturday at 9 o'clock, or excuse me, next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Josh, I really appreciate you swapping up with us, because Josh was actually supposed to be on next week. And when this came up, we swapped it around. So thank you. I appreciate that too.
No problem.
But guys,
I also like to say, guys, and if you can't give nothing, hey, it don't cost nothing to pray for. And I appreciate that, because prayers go a lot further than anything.
Yeah.
Have y'all, Woody, have y'all got the Venmo and all that kind of stuff up and running where we can go ahead and start?
Yes.
Yeah, it's up and running. Them are active accounts, and so I use, we don't use them much, but they are active and running. And when we get all of it together after drawing, we're just going to take it and give it to them, and they can use it how see fit. So,
Woody, I guess next Wednesday you'll come down here where we can fill out tickets together like we did before.
Yes.
Okay. So Woody will be here next Wednesday, and we'll be filling out tickets for this raffle. So, but guys, you guys can, and if you're going to give, if you can do it now, because like I say, we'll have those tickets filled out ahead of time, and we'll get that going. So we've had some people buy them already, but like I say, we're far short. I'd like for us to at least raise $1,000 if we can. This lady is fighting for her life. She's got the same type of cancer I had, and it is a really hard cancer. It's she's like I said, she's going through the chemo now. Have they talked about doing the transplant yet, Woody?
They're doing, like I said, they got to cure this in her belly. They say it's spread to her brain there. Yeah. And then when it's done with her belly, they're going to have to treat the brain. They can't do them both.
Right.
And this is a real aggressive chemo.
Right.
So, we got to get through phase 1 before they can start on phase 2.
Right. And it drags you down. I'm telling you, it's 3 different type of chemos they give you. Didn't you say they've already gave her some in the spine also? The chemo in the spine?
Yeah. That's where they're having to give all the stuff in her spine.
Yeah.
And we're also, we've been donating platelets and stuff also. And so it's going to be a long road, and so a little hard to talk about sometimes. Last time we went and seen her, when we went and gave platelets, it didn't look like my sister laying there,
Right.
So it was definitely a life learning experience,
Yeah. Exactly.
None of us promised tomorrow. Life's a vapor, so we gotta be good, be good to each other.
That's right. Yep. Keep God in our thoughts, and good Lord can change things. He did with me. They didn't think I was going to live, and they was like, there's just my doctor said they'd never seen nobody that was as bad as I was and was still alive. So If the good Lord can let me live, He'll let anybody live. I'll tell you that much right now. So, if you guys can, like I say, help out, and we'll put this back up one more time. And next week we'll be doing the raffle. I say it's just $5 for a single ticket, or if you give $10, it will give you 3 tickets, or 3 tickets. So if everybody can, let everybody know about this, and we'll do it next Wednesday night at 9:00. So we really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, Woody. I know it's hard to do when it's your own family and your own sister.
Yeah, it's hard to ask for stuff like this too. It's just
yeah.
Especially when I don't know. Sometimes you won't let your pride get in the way, but then again, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
and
I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat talking about praying for you and all that. Thank you, Miss Chrissy, Wannabe, and all you guys that's put stuff in there. Thank you very much. I say you don't see me that lost for words a lot, but whenever you start looking at this and it's something that I've had and it's that close, it's hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about. It's hard to imagine how anybody could come through that and be like her. She's got on her brain, but you know what? The good Lord can change a lot of things. But we can help out by praying, and we can help out by giving money to help them to where that's one thing that you don't have to worry about, that the bills are paid, that the power's still on, that the water's still running, that they can still drive the car. That was stuff that I had to think about. And, I sold stuff that I had. I had an old 66 Ford truck, and we sold it. I had a 67 Ford Cougar, and we wound up selling it. And that was just material things, and the way it was. And then by that time, people started giving, and I never had to sell another thing. And it takes over a year, this type of cancer, before you can even hardly get around. It's usually about a year and a half. So that'll tell you how much people helped us so much. And, just a little will go a long ways, so we appreciate everybody coming in tonight. And dang it, Woody, you should have got 5 out of 5 games. Next time, try a little harder.
I'll try to do better next time there, boss.
All right. I wouldn't have done it that way. I'd have got it all.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all y'all. And I ain't seen much of y'all lately. I've been tied up a lot. We got my son living with me now, so he keeps me busy. He turned 13 today.
Oh, Lord. 3 more years and he's in prison. I can see it now. He'll be driving.
Oh, yeah. He's a future jailbait. He's going to follow in his daddy's footsteps.
We laughed. We call him with the future felon. He's really a good kid, and
smart for his own good.
Yeah. Hey, what we all, it's funny. I'd say this. I was telling somebody today. I said, we talk about how, I think I was talking to how, we don't trust the kids to leave. I was actually talking about you, Woody. I said, yeah. I said, he said he didn't trust to leave Christian at home by himself. I said, but do you really think my mom and dad trusted to leave me at home? I said, do you think Woody's mom and dad trusted to leave him at home? No, we were all back then mischievous and got into stuff and everything else. That's just being a kid. So he's a good boy. They all got to learn. So anyway, but I love you. I'll talk to you when we get off here and tell you about what's going on Sunday if y'all want to go down, or unless you may have to go to hospital. But I'll let you know what's going on about that Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of it, he's going to his grandma's this weekend, so a lot of it depends on the time frame. So
okay, yeah, it starts at 5. I got to be there at 3. But anyway, I'll get with you.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Talk to you later. Love you, buddy.
Bye bye.
Hey, Josh. Well, we're after 10 o'clock. Man, I appreciate you coming on and talking about your stuff. Turn yourself upside down there now, Woody.
I'm trying.
Man, I was gonna tell you guys, if you guys want a fish done, if you hadn't seen his stuff out there, shut up, Brian B. Man, you got to look at it. Do you have a website that people could go look at, Josh?
I don't, I mean, I own riversedgereproductions.com, but it's just under construction because honestly, I've had so much traffic come across Facebook and just word of mouth. I haven't needed to expand there, but yeah, just facebook.com/riversedgereproductions should take you straight to my business page. Right now, the profile pic is the Bill Dance fish at the Mega Bucks up on stage. So that's what you'd want to look for. A lot of orange in that picture. So
that was an honor to be asked to do that, I'm sure.
yes, it was. And it's so funny because, like, you know, a lot of times they tell you you don't ever want to meet your idols because you'll be, you know, super upset or disappointed. I tell you what, Bill's the exact opposite of that. You know, everything that you see on TV with that guy, 100% genuine. He's just the nicest human being, always makes time for fans and whatnot. I've had the pleasure of getting to hang out with him 2 or 3 times now. And yeah, such a cool experience getting a chance to do not only the fish mount, but now I've got his cell phone number in my phone. Like it's cool being able to actually talk to that dude. Like I sent him some pictures of some of the fishing lures I've been painting, and I actually took him some to and gave them to him at Memphis. And I was like, send me some pictures of them fish you catch on there. And then whenever I caught my PB last week, I was like, it's only half the size of what your fish is, Bill, but I'm pretty proud of it. And it took him 2 days to text me back, but he sent me a really nice text message back. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
Hey, Josh, show us a couple of those Batman Black Knight.
Oh, yeah, the Dark Knight. So I still got to paint the tail on these, but I had a request for a black swim bait for doing low light and dirty water conditions, but I wasn't going to do it just black. So it's got a little bit of blue along the bottom, and then it's accented with some blue pearl on there. But we got them in the 7-inch, and then also in the 5s. And then these are going to be available at Bluff City Tackle in Alton, Illinois. He does have a website, but I'm not sure if Mark will have the lures listed on his website, but I'm sure you can call him and he can ship those. But he's going to be all fully restocked on the 5-inch glide baits. As soon as I get off this podcast, I'm going back up in the living room, and I'm not stopping until they all have hooks on them and are packaged up. But there's going to be the regular bleeding shad, the foiled bleeding shad, the regular 5-inch crappie, the foiled 5-inch crappie, 5-inch bluegill, 6-inch bluegill, 7-inch bluegill. And then there's a new 5-inch baby bass. And then I feel like I'm missing one. But either way, all the colors that are now available in the 5-inch, he's going to be fully stocked on. And then bluegill, because he didn't have any of the bluegill colors in any of the other sizes. So,
hey, Josh, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
I understand that there is a raffle for a flagfish that you did.
Yes. I was reached out to by Kevin Walters with Monster Cat Catfishing, and he had me do a red, white, and blue catfish for the Boots on the Water event that is next weekend over in Manchester, Ohio. I am actually pretty excited about that because I volunteered to be a boat captain on that. So I'll be not only taking the fish mount over there for those guys to raffle off, but I'll get a chance to take a vet out and hopefully catch some fish. I was reaching out to some of my friends over that way. I know V was pretty informative of, you know, here's how the water looks right now. Here's what we've been doing, you know. So, because I've never fished the Ohio River, let alone that stretch of it, but they say right now it's like fishing a lake, so should be fun. Well, I like lake fishing, so it should be fun for me. I know some people like heavy current, which, you know, it's fun, but can be some work too.
Absolutely. Well, Randy, you got anything else?
I have nothing else at all. It's been a great day, a great show. Appreciate your time, Josh, because I do know that your time is valuable because you got all kinds of stuff upstairs in the living room, your garage, your basement, and everywhere else is full. So.
Well, and Jerry just gave me a little extra motivation to get all them glide baits put together this evening, so I don't have to do it.
Well, he was at Alton today.
Jerry was, yeah. Yeah, and well, my buddy Anthony Brown and his fiance Leslie are in town for that too. I say in town. Alton's like an hour and 10 minutes away, but I know Jerry fishes quite a bit, from the bank and whatnot here locally, and it's a lot easier. I'm blessed with where I'm at because there's some really good bank fishing spots within, I could be from my driveway to those spots in 20 minutes or so. Like the place I caught my 55 last week I could be there in 20 minutes, like at that spot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Granted, it takes another 20 minutes to get up and down the rock embankment with all your crap. You don't have lines in the water in 20 minutes, but you could be at the spot.
I heard that. Well, Steve, you got anything else you want to add to that?
No, it was just a great show. You do some amazing work, though, there, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, them look awesome. And I look forward to kicking your guys' cans here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, whatever. What? Did you say something?
Have you done a carp yet, Josh?
A carp, I have not. I've done a short-nosed gar, but I haven't done a carp yet.
He don't do trash fish.
See, Steve, he ain't gonna.
I did a short-nosed gar.
He don't get into your type of stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, it's up and coming. You watch. It's going to get more popular.
Well,
you watch.
There was actually a guy did a common carp that was at the National and the World Show, and he won quite a few awards with it. So you'd be surprised. And what's funny, the carp that he did, it was only maybe 12, 14 inches long. Was not a big one. In fact, we were using some live carp about that size whenever we were fishing from the bank a week and a half ago, trying to get a 50, 60 pound flathead to come hammer it. But I was thinking about catching some of those and molding them just to have them as bait fish for big catfish molds. Because, well, the 60 pounder that my dad caught, I'm going to do for him, and he caught it on a head section of about a 14-inch carp. So.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure, but word has it that the 73-pound flathead that this guy I know really close to us might have caught that on a crappie head. Now, I don't know. That's just rumors. So you've got some mold for some crappie heads that would come out of a flathead's mouth or something,
We could put a whole crappie coming out of it. But, yeah, I actually did one of the first fish I did, well, under my taxidermy license, was a 9.5-inch crappie. I had to get my taxidermy license because the customer physically brought me her kid's first fish, and I thought it was going to be like a 12-inch crappie or something bigger. But she brings this thing rolled up in a little sandwich bag, and I'm like, is this even legal here in Missouri? And I put a tape on it. I was like, okay, it's 9.5 inches long, and a lot of the places here locally, it's got to be 9.
Yeah.
So, but I made a mold of it, and actually, I'm using that mold for it's going to be a bait fish for like a 75-pound blue for a customer out in North Carolina. He caught his crappie, or he caught his blue cat on crappie because you can use them out there for bait.
That's one of catfish's favorite foods is a crappie.
Oh yeah, yep.
If I can put my hands on a crappie, I'll use it every time.
Yeah, and I went to North Carolina back in April and got a chance to fish out there, and I told my buddy, I said the first thing I want to do, I want to use a live largemouth bass for bait, and I want to use a crappie for bait because we cannot do either of those here in Missouri. And it was wild because in his bait live well, I mean, he had a bunch of white perch, but in his bait live well, he had a 14-inch crappie that probably weighed almost 2 pounds in there. And I'll be honest, this is the God's honest truth. I've actually mounted fish for people smaller than that, with not even counting the 9.5-inch one. But like trophy crappie for people around here, smaller than that. So I took a picture of it like on the cutting board so you could see how long it was. And then I cut it up and I took a picture of the head and I, with a treble hook, or not a treble hook. Yeah, listen to me. With a big old 10-aught circle hook through the nose of it. And I sent it to my dad and I was like, look at what we're using for bait. He about wanted to cry. after hearing.
Oh, I've got I've been tongue lashed for using crappie and saying something about it online. Okay.
Oh yeah. And I've been tagged in some of those videos and commented on some of those videos where guys are using, 10, 12-inch live largemouth bass for bait out there in North Carolina because flathead love them. And it's amazing. Some of the people even in North Carolina are like, you can't use that there. I'm like, yeah, we talked to the game warden there and it's on this website. And people are like, they'll start screenshotting the Google AI and it's like, yeah, you can't.
I saw a 56-pound blue caught on a big fillet off of a bass not long ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember that, Daryl?
Yeah. If they're legal size, anything legal size in Tennessee, you could use it.
Nice.
Yeah, as long as if you catch a bass on a rod and reel and it's the legal size, I think 16 inches is what it is, or 14. I can't remember. 15 inches or longer, you could use it for bait. Same thing with crappie. If it's 10 inches or longer, you can use it for bait here in Tennessee or up there in Tennessee.
So what you're saying is bring my drone and we'll put a stinger hook rig on a 3-pound bass and we'll just fly it out and just drop that sucker.
I got a lot to say is if you do that, you're probably gonna lose your drone if you don't drop it and leave it there. Don't leave it hooked up like some of you guys do.
It's a fishing drone and it's actually certified to weigh up to, or it'll carry up to 4-pound.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thing on there, and it does float. It floats.
Yeah. You don't need that if you come here. I'll just take you out on the boat and we'll go right on top of it. So.
We want to catch fish.
Yeah.
I caught 5 last night. The biggest was a 31, but I was happy with that. It was only out 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. So we did good, or I did good. Went by myself. So that's one thing about it. When you go to Tennessee River, well, the part we fish on, you're pretty much gonna catch one if you go out. So
that's good.
We got a good. That's one good thing I can say up on the Tennessee River. That you don't have to be the best fisherman in the world, and I prove that every day. All right, guys, we are 15 minutes past time. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and man, did we leave anything out, Josh, that you want to talk about tonight?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, guys, y'all tune in next week. We're going to do the raffle. Please let everybody know about it, and if you can give, if you can't, I understand. But say a prayer for that family. They are in bad need and need help. So if you can, say a prayer for them. If you can help financially, we appreciate it. Let everybody know that it's going on, and we'll see you next week. We love you guys. God bless you.
Peace.
Thanks for having me. Good night, everybody.
Take care, y'all.